That's good from Gay. Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they were bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
The Cavaliers shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
Not a strong suit for this group, just around 71%.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
And those midseason trades for the Cavs really turned things around. Mozgov came in, J.R. Smith and Shumpert secured that 2 spot, gave this team an incredible edge defensively.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Kufis checked in for Cousins. Caspi comes in for Cauley-Stein. Caron Butler's checked in for Rudy Gay. And it's Bellinelli in for Ben McLemore. 1:52 left to play in the third. For Sacramento, they've gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half.
Yeah, and you know, they built the roster to how they play best mid-season. I mean, it was a great job, I think, by the front office to get the players that fit best into the locker room and into the team style of play.
Got that one up quick. Dellavedova's got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
Greg, no question about it. They found a nice rhythm from deep.
Cleveland's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. James dishes to Dellavedova. Back to James. Deflects the pass. And they're pushing it up. It's Butler that time on the assist by Caspi. 7 points for Caron Butler. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Sacramento?
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
And it goes on a bounce. That one is off Smith.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Sacramento making a switch here. Rondo's checked in. Here's Rondo. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Lets it go with a 3. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. They get it back. James. Kufis with the block. Here's Dellavedova. And here's Love for 3. And another miss by Cleveland. And it's Rondo penetrating. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And that's a big bonus for him to end the quarter as he just beats the buzzer.
That's superb clock management.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. It's Sacramento leading by 4. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the 4th quarter. On the court for Cleveland, we got James Jones. Jefferson out there with Harris. Then there's Anderson Varejao. And it's Cowan in at the 4 slot. And Cousins kicks to Gay. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
The Cavaliers trail by 7. Jefferson attacking. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And the Kings last season struggled with just about everybody. And the Eastern Conference was no different. Just couldn't get the wins they needed to keep pace in their conference.
And both free throws good for Jefferson. Clark, the Kings last season only 11 wins in 30 games against the Eastern Conference. So he had more out of the conference wins than the Wolves last season. That was not a good number.
Yeah, and the Kings didn't have a winning record against any Eastern Division either. So you can't make up ground in the West if you can't beat the teams in the East.
Good.
I mean, you never expect to get opportunities that easy coming down the stretch of a tight game.
McLemore, the pass to Gay. Here's the screen. Pass to McLemore. 5 to shoot. Gay dishes to Cousins. That's tipped. Gay with the block. And that'll be Cleveland as it goes out of bounds. Cavaliers retain possession. Timeout called, Cleveland. The Kings were off to a hot start last year, but things certainly fell apart midway. A big factor in that was the messy firing of their coach, Mike Malone.
Yeah, really, that firing came out of nowhere to the fans and the players, and it seemed odd to fire a coach that has been leading his team to good basketball.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what David Blatt said to the team. They're getting outshot from the perimeter. He told them, we've got to close out faster on the outside shooters. These threes are killing us. Kevin, can they tighten their D?
And, you know, we'll never really know the full details of why Malone was fired, but the effect it had on the team was easy to see. Kings really tailspinned out of control afterward.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
You know, the Kings, I think, will look back and realize they made a dubious decision the way they handled that coaching change. I mean, lucky for them, they were able to right things, so to speak, by landing George Karl later on, clearly one of the better coaches in NBA history.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. From downtown, 8 for 15 with that made basket, but he's not satisfied yet.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor.
Back to Rondo. Gay outside. Three-pointer. Sacramento gets it back. AC down low. Covered by Smith. And stolen by Love. LeBron drives in. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Big time bucket there, and you can expect to see him stay very involved the rest of the way.
Gate kicks to Cousins. Trying to find McLemore. Gets it to him. The shot will not go.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Smith, no good.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
And Cousins kicks to McLemore. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. And it's 6 points for Ben McLemore. It's Thompson up the drive.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
Big-time finish, emphatic.
He hangs on the rim, too. Just for good measure.
Yeah, but guys, nothing wrong with a little bit of showboating every now and then.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Kicks it out to Gay. Sacramento moving it around. Pull up Jay. It's hauled in by Gay. McLemore, the pass to Cousins. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
What a clutch performer. He loves being in these situations, just relishes the opportunity. A lot of guys say they do, but you can see it in his face. He truly does.
Thompson dishes to James. Back to Thompson. Rondo with the steal. Now Gay pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And McLemore slams it in.
That couldn't have gone better for him. Forget about playing the safe. They're looking to finish it off in style, and I like that type of aggressiveness.
And I got to say it, Clark, I didn't expect them to play it that way. I mean, a great steal, and then to put the pedal to the metal.
Rondo kicks to Cousins. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Smith for 3. Connects. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5. Stolen by Thompson. Yes! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Smith kicks to Love. They get it again. Thompson. Second shot opportunity. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
And so they foul intentionally.
Well, that took way too long. If they're trying to stretch this thing out, they shouldn't waste so much time.
Shooting for Sacramento, Rudy Gay. At the line for 2.
And no good as the first free throw, missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. He's able to hit the second one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Five seconds left to play here in the fourth. Timeout called, Cleveland. They trailed by 4. 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
Yeah, they got to get straight to the hoop, then a foul immediately.
Going to be hard, though, Greg. I mean, they don't have much time to work with here, but we've seen crazy stuff happen in this game.
For 3, Love. Yes! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter. No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
And so both free throws are good. And it's a 3-point game.
Those were pressure-packed free throws, and he looked as cool as he could be. So big to give them that 3-point lead.
And the Cavaliers call time here. They're losing by 3. 1 second left in the fourth quarter of this one. For 3, Smith. So it's the Kings taking the W in a close one. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
Tremendous work all the way down to the wire. You were just wondering what would happen next. Major drama, and we saw a good one.
And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And time now to head over to Ernie Johnson for the 2K postgame show.